Once upon a time, the Sooks at a beautiful Florida college allowed some radio guys to make a television show. How much harm could they possibly do? Little did they know, they made season 2. Get ready for another great season of Radio Cosmos Live.
Transmitting from the third mall from the sun. You have tuned into Radio Cosmos.
To another great episode of Radio Cosmos Live. I have the privilege of sitting here with Mr. Dakoda Rollins, come down from Tallahassee, Florida, to join us. Thanks a lot, buddy. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity to come. I was grateful.
Well, a lot of your music is, and this is one reason we really wanted to get you on the show, because we've had, you know, a folk singer, we've had kind of a country pop crossover kind of person. We've had blues guys. We even had punk rockers. But you're our first crack at what I would refer to as being more of a modern pop sound. Mm-hmm. You know, you got some R&B elements in there. You got some hip hop. But it's really a little different from us. Where do you come from with your music? You know, kind of a little bit of the background. And what is your thought process when you're putting together tracks, you know, to get that sound that you want?
Sure. So it's very interesting. It's all just an amalgamation that has kind of just come to a head of whatever I do, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm a semi-industry kid. I wasn't in the depths of it, but my mom was a publicist for artists and album reviewer and did stuff for Country Weekly and Lone Star Beat and all this kind of stuff, you know, prior to having me and then later on. But my father is also a musician, so I get, you know, the performance side from one parent and the behind-the-scenes side from another parent. So I was around all kinds of music, and both of my parents were very hip. You know, they didn't just like the music from when they were young; they would keep up with modern stuff. You know, so I got to hear literally everything. So I like most every genre for the most part, and when I take an approach to making a song, first of all, I want it to be something that I can enjoy. There's no fun in making music that you're not going to listen to. So, you know, it's usually personal, but I try to also make it relatable and not be too specific, unless I just want to. And then also making it just catchy, you know, whether it's down-tempo. I mean, people will kind of have this misconception of, for it to be pop, it has to be upbeat and bright, and for it to be catchy, it has to be that way. Not necessarily. Right. You know, you can have a good hook. You know, I was talking to somebody earlier this morning about there's a lot of pop in other genres. You know, you listen to Van Halen records, wonderful hooks. Styx records, right? Wonderful hooks. Toto, and then there's other country artists, and, you know, something memorable. So I try to just make something that's going to stick in people's heads. Yeah,
and you know, that's one thing I know a lot of people, especially like old school rockers and stuff, are like, pop, that's a bad word.
Yeah.
Well, pop is popular. Yeah. Which means people like it, which means it's probably a fairly well-written song. Yeah. Even if it's simple, you know, it's still, what's good?
Correct.
You know,
or
it's
they'll make fun of One Direction, but then they'll listen to Rick Springfield, and it's like, I don't understand.
Hey, don't be cracking on Rick Springfield.
No, I love Rick Springfield, but I'm saying Don't Talk to Strangers is just as catchy as anything else now.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. You know, and the sounds change over time and the styles, but I think that's one thing I really like about it is it's interesting. There was a band out of England that I was listening to, and I was reading called The Feeling. I don't know if you've heard of them. Mm-mm. And they kind of made a splash over there. But one, you know, in an interview, he was talking about. He goes, "Oh yeah, we're unabashedly pop, and it's so freeing that to be pop, and we can do whatever we want."
Correct.
Which is so funny because the with big wheel turns, of course. When I was a kid, you didn't want to be pop because if you were pop, you had to stay inside the box. You know, you weren't allowed to experiment and do everything. And my pencil's rolling away. You know, that was more the alternative scene. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting to hear how things have changed around since then. Yeah. Now, I know, I'm very impressed with you. We got a lot of production. you know, a lot of different sounds and things going into your tracks. Home studio? And kind of run me through when you're, you know, how you write a song, you know, when you get that original demo done, then you do the production, and then you go record and everything. How does that go for you?
Sure. So, I mean, it hits at different times, and it's always a different thing. But, so as far as the production aspect of it, I have a partial studio, so I have software, but I don't actually have a recording set up. So I will begin to make the, you know, make just the blueprint of something, and I have a lot of different plugins and can imitate other instruments, you know, with an E-key plugin. I do have a mic that I can put up against an amp, so I've done a couple guitar solos that are live room on some things as opposed to just putting line in. And then what I do from there is I'll go take that, record vocals over it somewhere, and then send the vocals and the instruments to my engineer. And just say, hey, here's kind of the notes on the mix, what I'm looking for out of this, and I've kind of started this for you, and then he'll just kind of enhance and finish the rest of it. As far as songwriting, it's just all over the board. Sometimes I'll have just a nice little, you know, not even catchphrase, but like a line that I think, oh, that'd be cute in a song, let me write that down, and then build around it. Sometimes I'll make an instrumental just because I like the chord progression, and then put words to it. So it's always different just depending on the mood.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Now I know you're starting to, at least, maybe you've been doing this for a while, you're starting to work with other artists. We had Brooke Washer on the show, and you remember Brooke? Sure. And I guess you're working with, I think that's how I got a hold of you, is I saw that you were working with her on some future stuff. Is that something you're really looking to move into? Do you see that as like a co-writer, or are you just producing their music, or what is your, how are you pursuing that right now?
So Brooke is wonderful. I'll say that first of all, and it's really tough because she's incredibly busy, and I'm incredibly busy, and our schedules just happen to be windowed. So it's very hard for us to get this song done, but we'll get there. As far as working with other artists, I've done it here and there, but it's been more kind of with the hip hop stuff. Right. It's very easy. We say we have a beat, I've written my 16, you write your 16, and then we'll call it done. But you know, with tracks like Burden and the track that Brooke and I will be working on, it's a very different element to actually sit down and say, what do we want to talk about? What kind of dynamics? What kind of build up here? Like, do you think this is going to make sense for you to say this from your perspective? And it's a lot more fun, I think. Yeah. And I think the product is, it's something to be more proud of, you know, because it's something that we've taken our time with.
So you're really doing more of a co-writer. You're writing songs together from scratch, not people are bringing stuff to you as a producer, and you're just kind of like doing the, you know, putting the shine on it and adding the parts.
Right. And I don't think I'd be opposed to that. It's just no one's really approached me with that. But I'm also very proud of my babies. So when I write, I want to be the one that sings it, you know, at least right now, until I can see a very nice check. So yeah, then maybe we'll talk. But
yeah. Well, it would not surprise me, should you be interested in that in the near future, that you do start at least getting people interested in having you produce their stuff. Yeah. Because, I mean, just what I'm hearing, you know, coming out of your current setup and the way you're writing is a very, I don't want to make it sound like I didn't expect it, but a very mature sound. You know, it's got layers to it. And for someone like Brooke, who is very talented, is a good player, you know, I think this is going to be an excellent opportunity for you guys to work together and be great for both of you.
Absolutely.
It'll give her a whole new dynamic in her music.
Yeah, and she's got a great energy that, you know, I would love to have in any creative process, just that chutzpah. So,
yeah, absolutely. So, albums, you have a couple of albums out. Tell us a little about how those came together, and are there themes to them? Are they just collections of songs, or?
So it's mostly EPs. There's one that I guess you could call like a mini album. It's got 6 tracks, so it's a little bit deeper. But there is Noteworthy, which is the most recent full length. That was kind of the, you know, the announcement of, hey, I can do more than just hip hop or R&B stuff. It was more pop. There was live instrumentation on it. There's guitar work. I put some trumpet on one of the songs. All this kind of stuff, some bass, and that made me really comfortable to branch out because the reception for it was really good. There was an EP before that that had one pop tinge track on it, and I noticed the reception for that was really good, so that made me go with a full length where there's more of that. And ever since then, it's been just each time trying to up my game a little bit, make it better, make it more polished, make it, still have those human elements. Sometimes I'll say, let's not do the pitch correction on this track, or, the snare is a little bit offbeat, but let's leave it because, that's what makes music. But yeah, the most recent EPs that have done really well, Dead End Lynn was the one that came out in October. That's a little bit darker. Just some stuff I was kind of going through in my own head at the time that manifested. And then the project before that, which is only a year old as well, is Can't Hide. And so that one was very bubblegummy, kind of dance, fun stuff. So
that's great, though. That you kind of put it together like that, because it gives a kind of a flow. Being an old guy, I grew up with albums and cassettes, so there was there was a flow to an album. You would, start big, and then the second or third song would be the actual one, your single.
Well, I think that's...
you kind of come down and come back up to end it, and then have a big song like the number 6.
Yeah, well, see, that's what I try to do, because I'm not really a singles guy, I'm an album guy. I like listening to records that are front to back, or at least 3/4 I can listen to without cringing, right? And when I make projects, I focused very much on the track listing and how does the energy go, and I'll sit and listen to the songs in different orders before I publish it, just to make sure that people can sit there, put it on, and not skip around.
And I think it's good too, because in the world we live in of just the download single.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't matter what order they're in or whatever, because you're going to release it as a single.
Yeah, they're going to make their own playlist
anyway. So, but I think there's still a place, like you said, for having a project be a project, and having a story kind of thing, even if it's not, story song after song.
Yeah, absolutely.
But just a sound. So that's really cool. I did want to talk to you. You got a new single that's just came out, about 2 weeks ago, I think?
Yeah, not quite a month, yeah.
Okay. And it's Burden, right? Which I thought was a great track.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about that, and I guess you got a video coming soon too, right?
Yes. So a couple new things. Burden has been out. That was released on May 10th, so not quite a month. It features a wonderful vocalist. Encourage anybody to check her out too, because she's kind of in I think she classifies herself as pop soul. So she's got a very smoky, vibratoed voice, but it's over these really nice dance beats and a myriad of other things. So she's wonderful. Her name is Lauren Light. She's up in North Carolina, and I was actually connected to her through my engineer, and loved her stuff. I had this song I wrote where I wanted a female part, but I just didn't know who to plug in. And when I heard her, she made sense. And it kind of models after some more modern duets that have dropped recently, but I wanted to make kind of a modern version of Almost Paradise, is what I wanted to do. So I thought, well, let's do this. And the song is a situation that I went through some years ago and just rechanneled those emotions and said, let me write a song. And it's cool because you have my perspective where I'm singing, and then her perspective where she's singing, and we both have the same feelings, but neither one of us know that. So it's almost like we're just, calling out unrequited love, all that fun stuff that people can relate to. But it's done in a very tasteful way.
I can relate to that. All my love has been,
Exactly. My dog.
My dog doesn't even like me that much, Till it's dinner time. That he loves me.
Yeah, when they hear the food in the bowl, and it's like, oh, you're my best friend. Yeah.
But no, that's a great thing. And it's funny, where's your engineer located?
He's in North Carolina.
Yeah. It's I have a couple albums too. And especially my last one, because my local engineer passed away, actually, during the project. And it was like, where do we go?
Yeah.
But I ended up working with a guy in Nova Scotia. And then I had a song that I wanted the ad-lib part off of Great Gig in the Sky on Dark Side of the Moon,
Okay.
Kind of that little out-of-control female thing. And he goes, oh, I got a perfect person for you. So he had a Nashville session singer that he had worked with. So it went from Panama City to Nova Scotia to Nashville, back there, and then back to here.
Crazy.
And just the way you can do things now with the technology is so it's empowering for the artist. You know, because 20 years ago, you know, I would have been like, Calvin, who you got that can sing like that? And he'd be like, I got
Hold auditions, I guess.
Yeah, I got 3 people. They're not going to sound exactly like that, but and now you can just say, you know, and you get in with a good engineer, a pro that's got those connections, and they just make a phone call, and it's like the next night there it was.
Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, even like I had some album art done recently by this guy who I found him because I went on Instagram and put hashtag graphic design and just scrolled through to see who whose stuff I like. I'm like, oh, I like him, and he's like, yeah, I'll make some album art for you. It's like just simple stuff.
Well, so many of those people, you know, they might even. I had the biggest session guitar player in Nashville, a guy named Brent Mason, played on my last album, and he just got in the Country Music Hall of Fame as a recording artist.
That's big.
One of those Nashville category. And he's played it on my album. You know, I mean, because he's got a studio at home. He goes and has dinner with the family, and he pops in and plays a couple tracks and sends them back and makes a couple $100, you know. So it's really neat how the technology has done that in a lot of ways. On the business side, it's kind of squirreled things up a little bit, you know, but on the creating music and getting it out, it's really made it a lot better for guys like us, you know, that are just, I'm not on a label. I don't know if you're still an independent artist. Yeah. So your distribution, how do you, are you doing a lot of shows in Tallahassee? I know you got a band you're starting to work with. Are you doing mostly download stuff, or where do you find that your music gets out to the people the best?
Online. The pandemic presented an interesting opportunity for me, because I know a lot of artists that just said, well, I'm going to stop recording because I don't have a job now. So, and you know, I was lucky enough to keep working, and I thought, well, everyone's just sitting at home online. Why would I not be putting stuff online and I saw just the traffic went up, you know, the analytics changed, and kind of took control of that and really approached it differently now. So a lot of it does come online. I think most of my listeners right now are in Brazil, ironically enough. So
you know, it's funny. Because I got a lot of plays in Germany when my first album. I'm like, how the heck did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hasselhoff.
Yeah. You know, word them out. Sure, knock it out, guys. Yeah. That's good. Yeah, he's good. Yeah. That's all I got, Calvin. Come on, man.
That's it.
So anyway, how about we play some music? Anything else you want to talk about? First of all, I mean, you got your new single,
right?
And we can catch that. Where can people find? And we'll touch on this at the end too, to make sure everybody gets it. Where can people hear your music?
Best place to get me is Spotify. I do have stuff on YouTube. You're more than welcome to go there. I actually have videos on YouTube, so you can see visuals of me just acting a fool. But not all of my projects are on there, just because the revenue with YouTube is not nearly as comparable as Apple and Spotify. Yeah. So Spotify is great. Apple Music's great. Deezer as well. I think I'm on everything Pandora title, but I would say Spotify, and then go to Instagram to, you know, just keep up with shows and releases and different things like that.
And that's Dakoda with a D?
Dakoda with 2 Ds, yep.
Oh,
Dakoda, Rollins as in Sunny, and then official, and then, yeah, you'll find me. So.
How about we go next door and play some music, man?
We can do that.
Let's do that. We'll be right back with this guy over there.
Oh, hey, didn't see you there. You know, Uncle Scotty and Fred are just sitting here in the old trailer park watching Radio Cosmos Live.
All right, welcome back, Radio Cosmos Live. We're here in the studio with Mr. Dakoda Rollins.
Got it.
And he's going to play some music for us. So pick up that guitar and talk to me.
All right. So I'm not a virtuoso by any means.
That's okay.
I'm definitely a songwriter, not a instrumentalist. But I do dabble. And this is not the guitar I wanted to bring. I had an Ibanez and I said, you know what? Big important opportunity, TV, big deal. I'm gonna take the nicest guitar I got, go have it worked on, restrung, and it'll be ready. And the guy said, Monday afternoon. Great, I'll come pick it up. Monday, 5 o'clock rolls around. I'm like, hey man, just calling about the Ibanez. Oh yeah, man, I'm gonna be ready Thursday. You gotta be freaking kidding me. So
Thursday. It's like Monday, but you know.
yeah,
better.
only a few days later. We grabbed this one, but she's done me well before, so we will go with her. So I will do a song called "Someone's Couch" off my most recent EP, Dead End Lynn. So if you listen to the album version, it's more of kind of a I would call it dark hop, a little kind of moody hip hop track, but I've kind of transposed it into more of a reggae feel. So
Excellent.
we'll go with that.
Lay it on.
Make sure
Let it fly.
Woke up this morning on someone's couch. Someone just using me for the clout. All of these millions I gotta count. Ain't no one to know and count me out. I don't wanna be alone tonight. Come through, I will leave on the light. It's me and you and nobody else. Only you make me feel like myself. You know what's better for me more than I do. You're the only real one I got. Tell me what I want and need to get through. You're keeping me in check around the clock. You don't like these females in my phone. You told me to spend more time back home. You say watch my ego and my tone. I'm not undecided, I just get a little blinded. Woke up this morning on someone's couch. Hazy and playing back all my doubts. No one I know ain't count me out. Ain't no one I know ain't count me out, yeah. I don't wanna be alone tonight. Come through, I will leave on the light. It's me and you and nobody else. You made me feel like myself. Bad is precious, so perpetual. I feel myself getting a little cold. The newest things are feeling kinda old. I really wish I had your hand to hold. Yeah, I know we didn't work at night. Pushed through a lot of hurt and I grateful I could hit you up at times. Took a selfish all the reasons why. I got those things around me to distract me from the hurt of losing you. And the fact you're doing just fine without me, I can't take it, and that's the reason why I do the things I do. Woke up this morning on someone's couch. Someone just using me for the clout. All of these millions I gotta count. And no one I know ain't count me out, yeah. I don't wanna be alone tonight. Come through, I will leave on the light. Me and you and nobody else. Only you make me feel like myself.
All right.
Ooh.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah. Big mouthful.
Spitting those words out, I like that.
Yeah.
And that's really cool because we had chatted about this before we were shooting. I was really excited to and kind of fascinated how you were going to take your songs that are very well produced, but the drums and the percussion are such an integral part of that, the rhythm that your vocals are working with, and how you were going to take that and turn it into like an acoustic kind of sound. So
yeah, as long as you can find some chords that allow you to sing the same melody, you're good.
Good stuff. Good stuff. What else you got for us?
We can do one. This is another kind of. This one's pretty meaningful. So this was when we talked about the one EP where I was like, I kind of dabbled in the pop on the EP and it was received really well. So this is that track. So I can kind of consider it my first like pop hit.
So this is the kind of the stepping stone that got you to your modern sound.
Exactly.
Your current sound.
This is the launch pad, and this was the introduction for a lot of people to me as more of a singer, as opposed to a rapper. Yeah. So it has been transposed into an acoustic version, of course. So this track is called Stipulations. Go on and whisper all the things that you won't mean in the morning. Go on and kiss me in a way only his mistakes can make you do. Go once in that sex, sundown, no regrets till you come to. Till you come to. Your love
comes with stipulations. Your needs, your wants, keep me up at night. Your love has an expiration, and the break in your heart is how I get inside. Do 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 do. Always hit me when you're halfway through a bottle, saying he's not your man. I know you don't mean it when you tell me that I'm the only one who understands. But now my silk sheets long for you in the same way that I do. I know I'm not your one and only, but tonight I'll just pretend. Wine and tears, so kiss, too much to resist. When will I get through? When will I get through? Your love comes with stipulations. Your needs, your wants, keep me up at night. Your love has an expiration, and the break in your heart is how I get inside. Do 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 do. Said I'm only right for you when he's wrong, when he's wrong. And when he says you're right, then you're gone, then you're gone. Said I'm only right for you when he's wrong, when he's wrong. And when he says you're right, then you're gone. Your love comes with stipulations. Your needs, your wants, they keep me up at night. Your love has an expiration, and the break in your heart is how I get inside. Do 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 do
All right. Very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice, man. I like that.
Appreciate
Good
it.
stuff.
Yeah.
Got a little story to that, though, I think. That sounds like a...
Yes. Again, unrequited love will do wonders for songwriters. Yeah.
It's better than that happy stuff.
Yeah, never-ending story with unrequited love. So.
Okay. Give us some more, man. I'm liking it.
Right.
I'm liking it a lot.
Thank you. So we'll kind of go into some happier stuff. I don't want to disappoint you. But we'll go into kind of a little... everything's wonderful, everything's bubbly, nothing could go wrong, the sky is blue, kind of a love song. So
Sounds like my life.
this one I wrote many moons ago, but I've just always remembered it, and I've always incorporated it into acoustic sets. So we'll go ahead and go with it.
Excellent.
This is called Every Piece of You.
Every piece.
Yep.
You got those look forever eyes and a ooh, I need you kind of smile. You got those hold me forever arms and a je ne sais quoi kind of charm. Makes me want to stay a while. Every man has a weakness. Mine just happens to be your sweetness. And I don't know that you know what you're working with. 'Cause every piece of me loves every piece of you. There is not a single piece of me that wouldn't do everything to make sure you're alright. Every piece of you makes up all the pieces of my life. got that follow you anywhere walk, and I hang on every word talk. Don't know what you do to me. I got this fit your finger band and a forever plan. Come have some babies with me. Every man has secrets, but when it's you, I can't keep it. And I don't know that you know what you're working with. 'Cause every piece of me loves every piece of you. There is not a single piece of me that wouldn't do everything to make sure you're alright. Every piece of you makes up all the pieces of my life. Life, 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 yeah.
Nice, nice. Little
Thank you.
jazz guitar fingering in there too. I like that.
Kind of give me the one good reason rhythm, but you know.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know, if yeah, everything original has been done, and
Yeah.
I'm sure
It's all canon in D.
Yeah. Ding.
Yes.
My whole first album is in G. Boom.
Cool.
Just like everybody, all the rest of the songs out there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you? Okay, so Tallahassee, right? You're in Tallahassee.
Correct.
Much bigger town than Panama City, obviously. College town.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a very vibrant, original music kind of scene up there? Are there gigs to be had, or is it more you play covers and you drop your stuff in there, when you can?
I think it all depends on what part of town you're playing. The east side, so there's more kind of dive bar, biker bars, so it's usually cover bands, and they'll sneak in an original, or some of the kind of roots rock guys are over there. But it's fairly eclectic. It's just a lot of people are online because it's a lot of college and high school kids.
Yeah.
So they're just doing SoundCloud and YouTube, and they're not really doing shows.
Yeah.
So there's quite a bit going on. And then you have the Rachel Hillmans, we have Lainey Tripp. I don't know if you've heard of her. She's got...
I've heard the name, but...
Yeah, pretty substantial following. She's more of like psychedelia folk, very shoegazy kind of, very interesting artist.
I'm sorry, I have to stop you right there. That's a new term I learned, old dog. Shoegazy.
Yeah.
I love that term. Shoegazing music.
Yeah, very jingly, very coffee house. So, yeah, she's pretty cool. But it's a lot of the same artists you'll see performing, but there's some new blood coming in and kind of poking the bear, which is kind of fun to watch.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's always good. And that's one thing, because, again, Panama City being in a smaller market, and while Gulf Coast State College is a wonderful school,
Yeah.
It's not a huge population of students, and a lot of them are local to start with, so it's not people coming in.
Right.
So it's a little more isolated. Well, it's a lot more isolated than like Tallahassee.
Yeah.
And it's funny as one of those times, because I remember having this discussion with the guys in my band. It's like, where are all the new, all us old guys are still playing in bands, going through the bars. Where are the new crowds? And there's a couple of new bands, but there's not like this groundswell, and it's like, are kids just not playing music anymore? Or
I think
are they
it's
not
just
playing out maybe as much as they used to?
It's a press, like the joke is DJ press play.
Yeah.
Hey, I have musicians, or I did the instrumentation on this song, but especially for me, when I'm doing 3 or 4 instruments on a track, well, I can't do that on stage. So it's like, here's the instrumental. Can you just run it and I'll sing? So
well, it's kind of like when disco hit in the 70s. All the bands kind of went, and they're like, well, why do I have to pay a band? I can just put that on. Everybody dances.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Okay. I wasn't there, but I'll take your word for it.
I wasn't there either.
Yeah.
Tom Hoops, you were there. Oh, wait, no, you were still recovering from the 60s, so you don't remember it. All right. Well, the show is not about us. It's about you.
Sure.
So, please, by all means, give us something else.
Okay. Let's see.
I'm going to go with an oldie but a goodie here. This is another one that, not on any official recording, but one of my near and dear ones. Some of the songs, I would say probably half that we're hearing today, not actually recorded, or at least have been recorded and tossed, just because they're so meaningful to me. I want to be sure they're perfected. I'm kind of that with it, but they all started with just me and a guitar in my room, so I feel like this is the best setting for them.
Beautiful, thanks, man. We appreciate that.
Yeah, sure, thanks. This one is called Call Me Crazy.
Hey, I know you don't know me. I'm trying to fix all that. Not a lot of girls get my attention, so I gotta tip my hat. There's a reason for everything I believe right now. Reason is you. Think I'm in love. Think I'm in love. You're all I've thought about lately. Think I'm in love. Think I'm in love. Call me crazy. Think I'm in love with you, baby. I'm not one to go based off time. Go based off what I feel. And I know this time what I'm feeling so real. This path that we go down, I believe my path was meant to run into you. Think I'm in love. Think I'm in love. You're all I've thought about lately. Think I'm in love. Think I'm in love. Call me crazy. Think I'm in love with you, baby. I've made sure what I'm feeling is an infatuation in a masquerade. And I'm clearing my calendar, 'cause with you I don't know what plans will be made. Think I'm in love. Think I'm in love. All I've thought about lately. No, I'm in love. No, I'm in love. Call me crazy. No, I'm in love with you, baby.
Right on. Liking that. Yeah. Now, it sounds like a lot of your songs are kind of storyteller kind of songs from the point of view of, you know, it's tied to you're kind of putting out the moods and description. Obviously, the chords you're picking and things like that. But you're also the lyrics are not just these generic, you know, words that fit like a lot of stuff is. Mm-hmm. It's more which is it, and what I'm getting at is with your You really got to hear this guy's recordings because they're so different.
Yeah, my fat fingers on a guitar I haven't played in a year are not doing me justice.
You notice, you don't see me on here playing a guitar. They let me play bass on one first episode, and that never came up again. What happened to that? I used to get to play along. Anyway, but you know, the layers, because I know that when you're songwriting, you know, there's different approaches, obviously, and
right.
And one of them can be, especially if you like writing, you know, from the music first, and then bringing the words in. A lot more of, you know, it's kind of the difference between telling a story or painting a picture, where you're, you know, when you paint a picture, you're making the mood by the colors and the things like that. So from a song point of view, it would be the rhythms and the chords and the layers and how they work together. Versus when you're telling a story, you tell a story. So is that something that you see as being able to do both those things really helping you out a lot, and really kind of, and that's why I'm fascinated with you being able to get this over to an acoustic format so well.
Right.
It's because I thought a lot of when I was listening to your music, I thought a lot of it is like, wow, without this, with these layers of sounds and the things that are going on, the swells and the kind of pulling the emotions back and forth, how are these story, you know, kind of take it more to a story teller's format? How's that really going to work out? But it really seems to work well. I guess there's not a question in there. I just wanted to kind of comment on that.
Well, I think originally what you're getting at is like, how did the story, like, it's weird because modern pop music, especially the more mechanized it is not storytelling. When you were saying, you know, kind of generic, usually the cookie cutter thing is it like a, ooh baby I miss you, ooh baby want to kiss you, ooh baby don't want to diss you, you know, dance break. It comes, so the guitar itself, acoustic, because I'm not a shredder, you know, I'm not an Eddie Van Halen or anything like that, as much as I love listening to stuff like that. I'm more of just, you know, your 3 or 4 chords and how I feel kind of guy. And what got me into acoustic guitar and just more storytelling in songs is listening to James Taylor records, Jim Croce records, Don McLean records. Those are the guys that really actually influenced me to pick up a guitar and write songs.
Of course, those are really kind of the classic storytelling kind of.
I mean, that's, you know, that's kind of my trinity of, you know, I'm sorry Dylan's not in there. He's just not. Respect them, but
he's in the bathroom.
It's McLean, Taylor, and Croce for me, and then I'd also say, you know, David Wilcox as an honorable mention, John Mayer, more modern mention. But you know, I've always sung, I've always been a vocalist, and that comes from, you know, other pop artists. But then actually saying, let me write something, a story. Let me, you know, even somebody who hadn't gone through it, let me get emotion out of them, just based off what I've gone through. That comes from those guys.
Yeah, great. Really, I mean, it's really amazing how you can kind of do that. I hate to keep harping on that, but I was really kind of like, how's he going to do this? You know,
I asked myself that same question once you confirmed. I was like, because, you know, most music people, they're kind of like, we'll get to you eventually. And then you're like, no, you're on. I was like, crap, how am I going to do this?
Yeah, we need you next week. And he's like, well, I got a band, and there's like 12 guys.
Yes.
And a horn section.
Which all desperately wanted to come. And they go,
but...
What time is it? I'm like, when you're all at work, and they're like, man.
So we thank you for picking up on that one and coming on down anyway, and we'll have you back and bring the band.
Yes,
yeah,
that needs to happen. Yeah,
we got a little more space, so got a time for a couple more songs. If you got them, lay it on us. What you got?
Sure, I've got one here. Make sure. Still sounding good. Okay, this one is called Lullabies. So I guess out of all these, with the exception of maybe one of them, this is probably the one that you could most easily make, you know, a radio song with. But it's pretty simple, but it's a meaningful song.
Wink.
Yeah. So this is...
be on the show next week.
This is a song about... I wrote this a long time ago when I was dating someone that's not important now. But she said, write a song about me.
By that you mean not your wife?
Not my wife, correct.
Okay, yeah,
which anyone who's not my wife is someone who's not important. That's what I've learned.
Exactly, yeah.
So this is, you know, a song I wrote for her, and it's basically a songwriting about songwriting, if that makes any sense.
No, it makes complete sense, yeah.
So, here we go.
She said, play me one more before you go to bed. So tonight your voice echoes in my head. If LA came calling, what would you do? I'd tell them not to listen, 'cause these songs are just for you. This is how I swept you off your feet. With a guitar in my hand and a kiss on your cheek. Remember, you will always have these lullabies. There's 100 notes played for every one tear that you've cried. When you're feeling like nothing's going right, remember, you will always have these lullabies. Your bedroom makes the perfect concert hall, and the audience can be the posters on your wall. I'll sing through the night and the rest of our days. Cross the oceans, let my words surf the waves. Oh, this is how I'll sweep you off your feet. With a guitar in my hands, with Mike at Radio Cosmos Live. Remember, you will always have these lullabies. There's 100 notes played for every one tear that you've cried. When you're feeling like nothing's going right, remember, you will always have these lullabies. When you're feeling down and out, drowning in self-doubt, and you can't make it through, remember, every chord I strum, every melody I hum, it's all for you. Remember, you will always have these lullabies. There's 100 notes played for every one tear that you've cried. And when you're feeling like nothing's going right, remember, you will always have these lullabies. Remember, you will always have these lullabies.
That's nice. I like that. Little plug in there too. I like that.
Absolutely.
All right, we got time for one more song. You got another one in you?
I got one more.
All right.
Save it for the closer because it's in an alternate tuning. Isn't that fun?
Oh boy.
Dad action here. Take that up.
that David Wilcox I was talking about coming through.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one, super meaningful song to me, one I wish I could do more. Very excited to bring it here. I've never performed this song anywhere outside of the record.
Excellent.
This song, it again transposes a little bit differently on the album version. It is called Without You. It's a song that actually did decent. It's kind of a fan favorite. A lot of people tell me they like it even though it was never pushed as a single. Mm-hmm. And the story behind this one is I had a friend of mine call me and he said, I need some advice. I think I'm falling for one of my best friends. And I said, okay, just kind of walk me through, you know, what you're thinking. And he said, I want to tell her because it's killing me to be around her and not be romantic. But at the same time, if I tell her, I don't want to, you know, break the friendship.
Right.
So, you know, of course, I gave him the best advice I could. And then later I said, would you be content if I wrote a song? Because you've kind of inspired me to write a little bit of something. And he said, yeah, go for it. So the song is called Without You.
Stop what you're doing. I'm loving every moment. How are you blind to the light you shine? Now I know the feeling from nights of staring at my ceiling. How did it take me all this time? And you know, and you know, and you know, and you know, I wasn't looking for this love. I was together. If you'd say forever, that's not long enough. Long enough, long enough. Now hold your hand, kiss you slow. Bathe under waterfalls, dance in the moonlight. Pull you in, never let you go. Tell you how I've been dying on the inside. If you don't love me the way that I love you, I just might lose you. I really don't want to. Guess I'll live wanting you, 'cause I can't live without you. And it feels lately like I've been going crazy. You're so perfect, how could I not fall? You don't know how much I want your touch. Bad enough, I just might risk it all. And you know, and you know, and you know, and you know, when I look at all the stars above, all I see is you and what we could do. That's not long enough. Long enough, long enough, no. Hold your hand, kiss you slow. Bathe under waterfalls, dance in the moonlight. Pull you in, never let you go. Tell you how I've been dying on the inside. If you don't love me the way that I love you, I just might lose you. I really don't want to. Guess I'll live wanting you, 'cause I can't live without you. Your hand, kiss you slow. Bathe under waterfalls, dance in the moonlight. Pull you in, never let you go. Tell you how I've been dying on the inside. If you don't love me the way that I love you, I just might love you. Really don't want to. Guess I'll live just wanting you, 'cause I can't live without you.
Hey!
Hey!
Very nice, man. Very good stuff. Hey, give us all your .coms, your Facebooks, and all that stuff so people can find you and follow your music?
Sure. So you can catch me behind the Walmart selling oranges. No, you can go to Instagram, Dakoda Rollins Official. So DAKODAROLLINS, and the word official. My icon is a wilting flower, which is the album art for Burden, so you'll know it's me. There's no fake accounts. I'm not that important. Then just take that name and apply it to everything else you know. So Spotify, YouTube, what else am I active on here? Tidal, all that fun stuff. Go check out my music videos. One thing that would be wonderful if you like one of my songs on Spotify, put that on one of your personal playlists so it can generate some algorithms and hopefully be suggestions for other listeners.
Absolutely, absolutely. And if you like it, buy it.
Buy it, yeah. Make a contribution to the next record.
Yeah, that's really what it does. Because you play it on Spotify and he gets like 0.06 cents or something. But Correct. If you buy it, he gets a whole 9 cents or 99 cents or something, and it adds up. And then you can make another record. He is Dakoda Rollins. Thank you so much for coming down, making the trip down, and being on, man.
It's
I appreciate it, buddy.
It's a pleasure, buddy.
All right, big things coming from this guy. We'll see you next time. Radio Cosmos Live.
Wait. Before we go, I thought you might like to check out a recording track from Dakoda. This is Red Light.
My face, man.
Gotta take my face mask off for this one. Yeah. Yeah. Revving at a red light. I was in the race. Shorty bad, man, I got good taste. Good taste. Rim sit low. Fanny pack all on the waist. Yeesh. Get on my face, get on my face, get on my face. Got a text from my op, he ain't even know we a op. He ain't even know. Said he pulling up to the same spot, not on my watch. Nah. That's your girl? Oh, she ain't even mention you. Like who? I'm spoken for, but I did pass her on to the crew. Tom Brady, throw up tees for my team. Flow so sick, more quarantine. So much drip like Ivy. So much drip like morphine. Keep it 100 since 94. If 40 don't vouch, we don't leave no more. Heard what you play through the wall. It was a me, so I had to kick in your door. Revving at a red light. I was in the race. Shorty bad, man, I got good taste. Rim sit low. Fanny pack all on the waist. Get on my face, get on my face, get on my face. Timberland prints on the roof of a brand new Rari. You know my motto, I am Lovato, sorry not sorry. A lot of tattoo tears for the beats I marked. Still rockin' old fresh gear, I stay fly till dirt. At my IG story, top back whip like Peter Boyle. Got a little piece on my wrist, bit look like aluminum foil. Reynolds, finna mess around, put a flame emoji in my family crest. A lot of detours on the road to success, so I'm revving at a red light. I was in the race. Shorty bad, man, I got good taste. Rim sit low, fanny pack all on the waist. All on my waist. Get on my face, get on my face, get on my face.